There's smoke, there's fire, they say, and I guess it caught the eye of a lot of punters seeing Damien Oliver on board a first starter. Hadn't seen him at the trials anywhere as speaker, so it was just a matter of having a little bit of a guess. And he was fairly solid right through betting. Not that there was a huge amount of money for him, but tell you what, he does have some ability.
Okay, Greg, as you were saying, Damien Oliver and Alan Bailey spot on with the speaker. Booming home to win. Matago finishing second, third going to Shirley's. Replays out of a mare called Jouet, who's a Bletchingley mare. And she herself is a half-sister to March Hare, the Champagne George Main George Ryder Stakes winners. It's a half-relation replay to Wim Wham and PK, who's due to debut in this new racing season. The family of Twitter, Impazera, who won the Caulfield Cup, and Ampramata, who won the Spring Champion Stakes. A nice family. So if you're into the breeding, a replay has a very handy pedigree. Hey Pronto's by a well-related sire Foltat, who stands in New Zealand out of a Palace Music mare. And across the page, Little Indiana, number 9, by Night Shift, is another John Hawkes trained runner out of Miss Masco, the Masco mare, and a Warwick Farm winner 2 runs back. There's replay on screen now, these pictures thanks to the team at Global Trackside in Sydney. There's another look at the top 8 in betting in market order. It goes 4 ahead of the 3, then 2 of the 3 under the double figure odds, and there is replay on screen which has Rod Quinn in the saddle. And for those replay fans, there are the odds. To the track, here's Ian Craig.
Thank you, Brendan. This is race number 4 today, second leg of the New South Wales Extra Double. And number 4, Hey Pronto, is the favourite on Tab Limited, 340-150. The best back to beat it on course has been the stablemate Agent Court Express, currently third pick on the tote, 540-160, now 530. And number 3, Second Elect Replay, who's tended to ease on course and on tote 440 and 180. So Gay holds the key here, Hey Pronto and Agent Court Express. Over at the 2,000 metres, the red lights are on. Palm tree tends to obscure my clear vision, but they're off and running now in this, the 4th of the day at Rosehill Gardens, and Kugelhopf was one of the best to break the line. Hey Pronto got out well, and Watts Trumps the roughies up looking for the lead. Blazing Arch is not far away, followed by Lalindiana, wider out as Replay, then Agent Court Express, Brass the inner, little more than a length then to Bear Raid, Young Lang Syne from Tyrrell, and last of all is Kin Court at the end of 450 metres, and Watts Trumps is the clear leader. Swings into the back of the track, a length and a half on Replay, galloping to second to offset that wide posse. Third is the favourite 2 lengths away, Hey Pronto, followed at his girth on the outside, Kugelhopf. 1 to Blazing Arch, a length and a quarter further back, Lalindiana. Agent Court Express around Brust. Bear Raid on the inside of Young Lang Syne. Next to last is Tyrrell, and Kin Court whips them in. Down the back past the 1200 they go. And Watts Trump shows the way. Here's a move coming from the rider of Agent Court Express, Glenn Boss. And Agent Court Express on the outside goes up very quickly. And Replay goes with it. And Watts Trumps again boots up on the inside, so Boss has found himself wide on Agent Court Express. He's going to have to try and ease back and get behind Replay, and as they come to the 800, the leader is Watts Trumps from Replay, Agent Court Express wide. That move didn't come off for Boss, and then Hey Pronto, Kugelhopf, followed by Lalindiana. Blazing Arch on the inside, and then comes Brass, Young Lang Syne deeper out from Bear Raid, Kin Court, and Absolute is Tyrrell as they come along to the 550, and Kugelhopf goes to the lead now. Watts Trumps is back to second, Replay third from Agent Court Express, Lalindiana, and a length and a half to Hey Pronto, who's immediately on the back of Kugelhopf, but he needs some luck in the run. Lalindiana's trying to hold Hey Pronto in, but can't, and in the meantime, Agent Court Express got to the lead, and Agent Court Express comes down to the 200 and kicked away 2 lengths. The stablemate Hey Pronto on the outside with Kugelhopf and Young Lang Syne, but it's Agent Court Express, 2.5, Hey Pronto, Kugelhopf and Young Lang Syne, but Agent Court Express, it's going to work at the end for Glenn Boss at Agent Court Express. Beat Hey Pronto, Waterhouse Quinella. Third, Young Lang Syne, I'd say, from Kugelhopf, and then Lalindiana, Brass, followed by Bear Raid, and then came Replay over on the inside. Blazing Arch, followed home then by wider out Tyrrell. Watts Trumps has run second last, and Kin Court was a fairly distant last. Well, he took off, Glenn, down the back of the track going along towards the 1,000, and it didn't pay off for him there. He couldn't get in, but as it turned out, he's a rock-solid gelding, Agincourt Express, and he was simply too good for them over the concluding stages. So all ended up well for the cleanly shaven Glenn Boss. Had his head shaved earlier in the day, one of about 8 of the jocks that went under the clippers, and a very worthy course is going to benefit as a result. 2, 4, 6 and 5 here. 2 Agincourt Express, $5, $1.70, raced by Mr. M.A. de Saxe by Agincourt from Hillary's Pride. Gay Waterhouse. Second goes to number 4, Hey Pronto by Feltart, trained by Gay, written by Chris Muntz, is paid $1.60. And 6 Young Lang Syne by Volksride, Robert Pierce, the trainer, Grant Buckley, the rider, $3.60. Kugelhoff, number 5, ran 4th. A Quinella of $7.60. An Exactor of $18.20. The trifecta, $132.60. The first 4, $2,041.50. If you've got the extra double, 1 and 2, $30.30. And we're waiting for the 5th and 6th for the all-important superfecta. Time for the race was 2:02.30.
2:02.30. Our thanks to Ian Craig.
Can Pick having its first start since January, and Sheraton the third elect. First 4 or so have been locked in here. First leg of the quaddie coming up, and Harsh Praise the fave, but on track, well supported, is number 12 Nineveh. It's the best backed in the race by a long chalk, and there has been money too for Niwand after he was initially easy, but the best push, and it'll run favourite on track, is number 12 Nineveh. Light flashing, Nineveh edgy, they're away, jumped okay, Nineveh. Over on the outside, Niwand got away very swiftly. Snip and See and Tahoki Boy show pace. Sheraton settled a clear last as they put a couple of 100 metres behind them, and it's Snip and See taking over the running. From Sea Rover driving up on the inside to take over the lead now. Just behind these is Colace in the green sleeves running up to third, followed closely by Tahoki Boy. Nineveh's 3 deep. Couple of lengths to Keldance just off them, and then 3 lengths further back is Shadow Boxer. They're followed by Harsh Praise, Beastmaster, Niwand and Sheraton. Up to the turn, Sea Rover established a good lead. Colace railed through and followed it up into second. Then Snip and See, followed by Nineveh, hard at it at the moment. Back behind them, Tahoki Boy, and then Keldance on the outside, and Harsh Praise spotting the leader 6 lengths. Sea Rover, the leader, passing the 200. Colace coming after it. 3 length break to Keldance, running home fairly well for Oliver. At the 150 metre mark, Sea Rover's done it hard. Colace and Keldance trying to reach it. Sea Rover's about a neck in front. Colace driving at it with Keldance, very green, but Colace grabbed the lead, and Colace wins it by a neck on the line to Sea Rover. Keldance, very green, grabbing third placing. Then came Nineveh. Back behind these to finish in the race was Niwand, and then Sheraton, who passed a few in the run home, followed by Shadow Boxer. Harsh Praise didn't come on. Snip and See weakened. Beastmaster well back, and back there with it was Tahoki Boy. Colace, the winner, number 5, ridden by Greg Childs. It's got there about a neck on the post over Sea Rover, who'd shot away before the home turn, but just got reeled in the last little bit. And Keldance, but for racing pretty greenly, might have made it even more interesting. But over the line, we have them 5, 6 and 11. Colace, the winner. Well, 2 starts ago, he was trounced by Harsh Praise, who then went on and won again. But he's been comfortably able to turn the tables on that particular horse. Number 5, Colace, Greg Childs, trained by Barry Dunn at Strathelbin. This is a Euclase 3-year-old from Kololo, and has been at the races only 6 times for 2 victories. The first win coming at Cheltenham at the start of this very preparation. Last time out did run on nicely in the Dermody Stakes. It was very hard to make ground in that race. A race that was dominated by the front markers. This is the first time the horse has been beyond around 1,050 metres, and he relished the task and probably looks like he'd want it even a touch longer than what he ran over this afternoon. Sea Rover.
Point yet. Let's hope they have better luck here and in Melbourne. The series goes there shortly. Or to Victoria. There's 11 hurdles to jump for the Clancy's hurdle. Set for a start. Big win by Colace in Melbourne, trained by Dwayne Dunn's father, Barry. It's a big day for the Dunns. Dwayne winning the first 2 flat races here. They're off, and Prime Monarch from the inside away well. Paisano drops straight out the back. The first jump's coming up fairly quickly after the start, and reaching over it and jumping it most awkwardly was Pookie Bear, but held the lead as they make that turn from Gem Key, and Turkey Lane's up running third. Followed next over on the inside by Zoff's Lad, and then about a half length away came Sloan from Castabon Sea Reason. 4 lengths away Prime Monarch, and about 8 lengths away Geraghty, obviously riding to instructions from Joe Hall. Paisano's 10 lengths away behind, or now 5 lengths behind the second last horse. Over the second, and Pookie Bear up on the outside is a joint leader with Gem Key, and they're going fairly quickly. 6 lengths away Sloan on the outside of Zoff's Lad, then a length and a half to Castabon in the bright green bandages. Then a length away over on the inside, coming around the turn, Sea Reason from Turkey Lane, who was third early. He's got back the better-known steeplechaser from Prime Monarch, and last is Paisano. 3 in the home straight. The last one to be removed on the next lap, and the pilot is Gem Key. Leads by a length in second place. Pookie Bear, and about 3 lengths away Zoff's Lad, biding time, as is Sloan. Then a length away Sea Reason as they go over the second in the straight. Castabon on the outside from Turkey Lane, followed by Prime Monarch, and Paisano would be about 15 lengths off the lead. Gem Key goes over this one in front of the winning post and the crowd. One of the midfield wrapped it, and Paisano wrapped it. I think Castabon hit it and Paisano as well. And the pilot going out of the straight, Gem Key. The rider took a peep over the left shoulder, and the horse ran off the track somewhat, but came back to lead by a length to Pookie Bear. A half length away third Zoff's Lad. Then Sloan, who's had a great run. Sea Reason on the inside of Castabon. Turkey Lane's keeping up quite nicely as they go to the back of the course. 3 lengths behind him was Prime Monarch, and 5 to Paisano, who's still 15 off the front. They've got about, how far to go now? Just under about 1,400 metres, and the pilot Gem Key showing out by a length still on Pookie Bear. Third Zoff's Lad, 4th Sloan. In 5th place Castabon from Sea Reason, Turkey Lane as they go over the next. Then Prime Monarch and Paisano. There's no change to the order. Gem Key leading back near where they started from, a neck in front of Pookie Bear. Third Zoff's Lad, and 4th is Sloan. Here comes the next one. There's one more in the back straight. Castabon 5th, running a good race from Sea Reason. Turkey Lane, he's only about 7 lengths off the lead. He looks to be going okay from Prime Monarch and Paisano. The speed on now, and Pookie Bear on the outside of Gem Key. Put the head in front of that one with 900 metres to run. Zoff's Lad third. He's held up for a run presently. On his outside was Sloan, followed by Sea Reason. Then Castabon, Turkey Lane. Gee, it's a packed field for a hurdle race, followed by Prime Monarch and Paisano, only 6 off the lead. 800 metres to go. Here comes the one on the side. It's Pookie Bear, Gem Key, Sloan. Here's Turkey Lane starting to move up on the outside with a big run. Then came just behind them Gem Key, giving ground from Zoff's Lad. Paisano starting to run on strongly, followed by Sea Reason. And last is Prime Monarch, the Great Eastern Steeplechase winner of a couple of years ago. Turkey Lane running up to his Gawler flat race, shot to the lead around the turn from Pookie Bear. Castabon's had a great run, and then Paisano down the outside. At the 300, Turkey Lane joined by Castabon. Then on the outside, Paisano trying to reach them. Pookie Bear back on the inside from Zoff's Lad. The jumping is over. 1 more to go, I should say. And Castabon and Turkey Lane from Paisano struggling for racing room a little. It's Castabon in front of Turkey Lane. Then Paisano and Zoff's Lad on the inside. Castabon, though, over the final stages is going to make it a clean sweep for Australia. And Castabon scored well. Second's a good go. Zoff's Lad, who looked unlucky, or Turkey Lane in a photo. Australia 1, 2, 3 again. Followed home on the outside by Paisano, who made a bit of ground and looked a chance at the 200 but just wilted. Then Pookie Bear, followed home by Sloan. There's one that's run tailed off. It's Gem Key as they come back into view. Sea Reason was well back in the field, probably around second last. In fact, second last was Prime Monarch, and Gem Key was tailed off.
Victoria Park Race 4, Castabon, number 6, Grant Young for the Baston stable at Oakbank successful. Minors between 2 and 4. And we do have correct weight at Caulfield on the previous. The placings stand on 5, 6 and 11. Correct weight is there. Now Rosehill Gardens are runners are heading out towards the start. And this is the...
Stars, not many horses can do that, albeit they've been up in the country.
Stars, what a sight. But 8 this year, and the popular pick is Courvoisier, number 2 at 270 and 130. Number 1, the second pick, Glow Rest, 460 and 230. And only Frank Star from Cootamundra to complete the line. Up to line comes Frank Star, and we're all set. Ready to run in the Grey Stars. Favourite number 2 at 270, and they're off this time. Sacra Claus was actually best to bounce, commencing very well. Glow Rest looking for the lead and will get it now. Going up rather quickly as they sort themselves out. St. Georgina, our Rio showing a bit of speed. Sacra Claus drops into fourth, and then the favourite Courvoisier, a length and a half, Frank Star. A length further back in the field comes Powderfinger and a half to Claremont. They work their way round the first corner, and the leader is Glow Rest, 3/4 Arior. 2 to St. Georgina, a little over a length into Sacra Claus, followed closely by Courvoisier in the middle. Out off the track next is Frank Star, Powderfinger on the inside, and 2 lengths to Claremont. In the Grey Stars, they head to the 600 marker, and Arior applying pressure to Glow Rest. They match strides. 2 lengths on St. Georgina, the only female in the race. About 5 to Powderfinger, Sacra Claus. Courvoisier standing these leaders. A fair start from Claremont, and dropping out another 2.5 lengths away is Frank Star as they come to the 250 now. Arior grabbed Glow Rest in turn. St. Georgina paid to Arior, and 2 lengths Courvoisier starting to unwind, and then Sacra Claus, but St. Georgina and Huey Bowman hold a pretty handy lead. In fact, they are not going to catch St. Georgina. She's run the miles into the ground over the last 300, and St. Georgina beat Sacra Claus and Arior, followed home by Courvoisier, and then came Claremont, followed by Powderfinger. Glow Rest walked in, and Frank Star was last. Well, she was too good for the boys. Number 5, St. Georgina, ridden by Huey Bowman, 5.40 and 180. 4 Sacra Claus, 2.50, and 3 Our Eeyores ended up at $2.90. She had a lovely run in transit, didn't she? Trained by Bede Murray and owned by Dr. Nelson, and Mrs. L. Wu by Something Different from Mighty Dragon. And Huey Bowman, one of a number of our jockeys that have had their heads shaved today for charity, aboard number 5, St. Georgina. And a big week for Bede, of course, the trainer of Universal Prince, who received the Best 3-Year-Old Award in New South Wales at the prestigious Racehorse Owners function on Thursday night. 5, 4, 3 and 2 here on race number 5, St. Georgina, Hugh Bowman, 5.40 and 180. Number 4, second, Sacra Claus, Larry Cassidy, 2.50. And number 3, Our Eeyore, written by Richie Whitworth, 2.90. 2 ran fourth, the Quinella Information. The Quinellas paid $20.50, $36.70 exacta, $220 trifecta, and $670.30 was the first 4. The favourite disappointed Courvoisier, but St. Georgina just simply had a lovely run and was too strong to win in 1:16.84.
1:16.84 it is. Ian Craig there at Rosehill Garden. St. Georgina was the one from that top 8 in betting, which really did firm up late.
Win horses for the last year, so the fact that he was disqualified from that Federation Cup on a positive makes him eligible for the race, so he's really pitched in. Comedy Snip, the end of the 1200 metres is the grey area for him. He's been well tried as second elect, and in zone is given a good chance in it too for Aaron Spiteri. Incidentally, Aaron's picked up the ride too on Nightly Sword in race 7, so he's on Hot Riff in the next and Nightly Sword in the 7th. This field is nearly ready. Comedy Snip coming up here for Damien Oliver. Previous race was taken out by Colace, trained by Barry Dunn. It's Dwayne Dunn's father who did all his work on becoming a trainer for 20 years in Kangaroo Island. It's the first runner he's had in Melbourne. And they're nearly ready now. Bushball and Lord Bixton to come up, and we'll have them right to go. Clear favourite, well tried Ackerbilk. Patrick Payne's one ride for the afternoon here. Now Awesome Rule's broken through the front of the gates, and he hasn't gone very far at all. He's been brought under control by John Eadie, and he's just gone about 100 metres or so. Awesome Rules returning from a very, very long spell. January 2000 was his last outing, so he's quite likely to find them a bit nippy here this afternoon, and he's a $58 chance. Ackerbilk, the well-tried Popular Elect, ahead of Comedy Snip and In Zone, and then out to No Deposit. He's a absolute dry track and No Deposit. His first couple of runs he was hopeless on wet ground, and then he struck the dry surface at Mildura last time, and he won quite impressively there. Be no surprise to see him run well. Now here's Awesome Rule coming back up into the line, and the field is set. 1200 metres the journey. And they're off, and Ackerbilk began okay. Prince Dandan a touch slow down on the inside. Comedy Snip and In Zone both began fast. Felix the Cat gets up into third placing right behind them. And then No Deposit, Hot Touch not far away today, driving up along the rails, followed by Bush Ball and Lord Bixton, and then came Ackerbilk. Joffa Gem back behind him, followed by Awesome Rule, and 3 to Prince Dandan. 700 left to go. Comedy Snip led narrowly. In Zone the outside, No Deposit straight into third, deeper out, followed then by Bush Ball, Felix the Cat with Hot Touch over on the rails. A length and a half behind them, then Joffa Gem. Ackerbilk awkwardly placed on the inside, coming for home. They're being followed as they swing around the turn by Awesome Rule, who's a good way back in the field, and Prince Dandan with Lord Bixton about fourth last. Comedy Snip, End Zone, and No Deposit nearly a line of 3 into the straight ahead of Bush Ball. Ackerbilk has got into the clear now, and Patrick Payne's winding him up at the 200 metres. A line of about 4 with Ackerbilk charging down the outside, grabbing the lead now. His class starting to shine through. He drew away now. He's home, and No Deposit, Bush Ball fighting out the minors from Joffa Gem, but Ackerbilk all too good by 4. Now, No Deposit or Bush Ball for the minor end of the prize. Prince Dandan coming from a long way back has finished right on their heels, followed by Joffa Gem, Awesome Rule, and just behind these to finish Hot Touch, followed by Comedy Snip, then Felix the Cat in Zone, tiring badly, and Lord Bixton last of all. High quality win by a horse who stood head and shoulders above his opposition. No Deposit should grab the second, having a look at the photo finish, ahead of Bush Ball, so it'll be 1, 12 and 6. First start for the new trainer here in David Hall. Patrick Payne looking to be in a little bit of bother coming up towards the home turn, but the old magic of Patrick Payne shone through. Once he got into the clear around the home turn, it was all over very, very quickly. Great turn of foot at the 200 put the issue well beyond doubt. Number 1, Ackerbilk has now won 3 of his 5 when resuming from a spell, and he could be set for a good spring. He's a difficult horse to train, but it looks like David Hall's got him ticking over pretty well in the early stages of what is going to be a
6-year-old engaged here. Previous the Grey Star, St Georgina successful Huey Bayman. Now Participate walks in, and they're set for the standard weight for age Premier Stakes, $140,000 worth, and they're off this time at a very level start it was, and Century Kid and Maitland Gull jumped out quickly. Participate is right up there, and so is On Type. Natois not far away, followed by LA Suez, and then Padstow Galliano, and 3 lengths to Rye Hero. They come along past the 850, and Maitland Gull is showing tremendous dash at this her first run back from a spell. She's 3/4 Participate. A length to Century Kid and 3/4 On Type, 2 to Natois inside Padstow, then Galliano, LA Suez, and a couple of lengths to the veteran Rye Hero. Along the side, 550 out on the Premier, and Maitland Gold 3/4 of a length on the youngest runner in the field, Participate. Century Kid waiting for the run, followed by On Type, Padstow to the outside, and then Natois straightening. Maitland Gold joined by Participate. Century Kid on the inside trying to push through a narrow gap. On Type and Padstow's putting in a beauty on the outside. They race to the 200 marker. Century Kid not getting any room, and Padstow races to the front. On Type second. Maitland Gold's thrown in the towel. Forget the favourite. The leader Padstow. On Type is fighting back. On Type on the inside, and Padstow split the line. Photo. On Type or Padstow, a thriller. Century Kid no luck third, followed by Maitland Gold, and then came Participate. Further away on the race was Galliano, Natois, LA Suez, and Rye Hero last to complete the course. Photo called for in the 6th event, the Ansett Australia Premier Stakes. Gee, On Type, she wouldn't give in. Padstow looked as though it was going to go on and win by a narrow margin, but On Type fought back doggedly on the inside, and in a head-bobbing finish as the line has been reached, the inside horse On Type on the ground shot again, looking to win by about a half a head. You've got to allow that little bit more for the horse on the outside, and there will be very little between them when the line has been reached, believe you me. But I'd say On Type by a breath. If she gets it, number 8, yes, she has got it. $7.10. Number 8 On Type is first. $7.10 and $2. Padstow had her at the 100, but he just ran out of he ran out of condition a little, and she kept going despite the fact she hadn't run since April, and she's been able to score $7.10 and $2. Number 1, $2.70. Number 3, Third Century Kid, $1.30. The Quinella, $43.60. The exacta dividend is 91.90. The trifecta, 154.40. The first four, 8, 1, 3 and 7, $491.60. The winner raced by John and Julie Singleton through their Strawberry Hill Stud Syndicate, trained by Gay Waterhouse and ridden by Brian York, has run 1:10.30. The record is 1:08.97, and the sectional time was 34.97. Century Kid, little luck in the straight, getting a clear run of the others in the race. Maitland Gull showed surprising dash.
Congratulations, Gay.
Well, thank you, Joe. Delighted with the win. Showed such tenaciousness, the way she was beaten by Padstow, and she just came. It was such doggedness and ran him down in the last few strides. She's really a most exciting mare. John and Julie Singleton gave her to me to train, and I must say she's been a pleasure ever since.
Well, this could be the start of what could be a very successful campaign for her.
Oh, very much so. She's very much my Epsom mare. She'll adore the Randwick Inner track. Today I thought it was a brilliant ride by Brian. He put the main danger, which was Century Kid, into a pocket, and then, you know, he really rode a very tactical race. It was a brilliant, brilliant ride and a great win by the mare.
Good to see.
Thank you.
Okay. Gay Waterhouse summing up the performance of On Type, winning this afternoon's feature race, the Group 2 Premier Stakes.
The Zeditive mare proving too strong. Thanks for that, Joe. And we'll...
Spitteri's on Hot Riff. Aaron will also ride Knightly Sword in race 7, and Luke Curry is on Marouche in the last on the card. Now they're not far away from a start. Here's Broker's Point now coming up into the line, and we need Chevette and the favourite Hot Riff to move in, and we'll have them ready to go. And it's certainly been a tote tumbler, Hot Riff, into $3.10 now, $2.60 for number 1 Hula Wonder. I think she gets back to her right sort of distance here today. Just the 1,600 metres might have found her out, and well, Blabb's an absolute Moonee Valley specialist in beating her last time. Hot Riff now moved up into the stalls, and we need only Chevette to move up, and we'll have them ready. Starters heading over to the platform. Quaddy numbers 5 and 1 so far. Colace for Greg Childs winning race 4. Ackerbilk strolling home in race number 5. Now, Chevette has been led away from the line here. Now, Chevette's coming out here. Please note, we'll just get some details. Hello. 3:30 Vet's Advice. Thank you. Number 2, Chevette, a late scratching, 3:30 on Vet's Advice. Bookmakers, please rule a line. A betting announcement to follow the running of the race. They stand in. Sub is number 1, Hula Wonder, and they're away and racing over at the start. And one of the first to bounce out was Hot Riff, finding the lead in the early stages over Our Viper, and Hula Wonder quickly establishes herself up in 3rd placing. And they're followed then by Claudia Rose down on the inside in 4th. A length and a half to Broker's Point, Lindoni, and then Kingdom Babe and Quit Smoke. And last of all, Our Viper at the 1,000 made it a fast run race by 2. Hot Riff is 2nd, Hula Wonder and Claudia Rose sharing 3rd and 4th. Claudia Rose just going through on the inside to assume 3rd. Hula Wonder's 4th with a nice trail. 2 lengths to Lindoni, Broker's Point, and then Kingdom Babe on the outside of Quit Smokin' as they came by the 800 metres. And it's Little Our Viper by a length to Hot Riff, striding along well in 2nd placing. Hula Wonder follows her main rival in the race in 3rd spot now around Claudia Rose, just pushed along the inside. Next is Broker's Point from Lindoni, Kingdom Babe and Quit Smokin'. Up to the turn, Our Viper narrowly from Hot Riff and 2 Hula Wonder poised to pounce. Next Broker's Point and then Lindoni as they came around the turn now, and it's Hot Riff first for home. Hula Wonder coming after, and Broker's Point wider out. Our Viper battling away on the inside, passing the 200.